Hey everybody, this is just Christian commentary, and I pray that the Lord blesses me because I'm not really sure what I'm going to be talking about. I started with a question: what are Christians called to do? So I guess I'll just answer that. We're first called to love God, then love our neighbor. So love God and love others. We're called to make disciples, live a holy life, serve others. Just in some notes I got written down. Seek justice, love, mercy, walk humbly, bear the fruits of the Spirit, be witnesses of Christ, pray and maintain a relationship with God, care for the poor and the vulnerable, live as ambassadors for Christ, remain faithful amidst trials. Um, but yeah, love God and love others is this is how I started my Christian journey, where I really started to like my first mustard seed for faith is that I seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all shall be added unto you. That really, the more I did that, the better I got. So that led me to having a better marriage relationship with my girlfriend. Sorry, I say it like that because by the state standards, we're not technically married, and I'm wrestling with that personally. Maybe that's what I should talk about. Are we really married? Like, are we not married if we don't get it verified through the state? Like, if you don't have a marriage, because I'm reading the Old Testament again, and I didn't see any priests around there to officiate their weddings. Um, when they went and got married to each other, it was kind of like a verb, like it was something you went and did, like you went and slept with that person, or maybe it was like a declaration of. So, like, am I married if I believe personally, and this is the thing I'm struggling with, is that you are married to someone when you lay down with them and have sex. So then by that because there's like parts of the Bible when you leave your parents' household, so you rip and become one flesh with another person and leave your parents behind. So then that is when you become married, and I think that's why it's so staunchly like looked down upon that you have sex with a lot of people because you're just getting married, having a divorce, getting married, having a divorce, getting married, having a divorce. Whether or not the courts authenticate that or verify that through the court system doesn't mean, in my opinion, that it's happening. Like, so if you murder someone, for instance, then it's not the courts that make you a murderer. You still murdered someone. They just like verify it and then offer you a punishment as your reward by like life in prison or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of something I've struggled with. And now that I've kind of really talked about it a little bit, I do think that like marriage through the state is a scam. Um, I don't think the government in its facilities right now because like I've just recently found out that we were founded as a Christian nation. That some time ago my brother told me that because he's like an atheist that we're not, but that is untrue. All of the founding fathers were all Christians, which doesn't mean perfect, but they were all Christians and they were basing everything on the morality of Christianity. And there's like a whole lot of things to unpack from that as well. But so the whole marriage thing, like that, there's that. Love God first, etc. And okay, I just I just don't know about the marriage thing. Like it struggles with me because I want to get married to my girlfriend and make her an honest woman, quote unquote. But I feel that like we are married. We do everything a married couple does. We live together. We are monogamous. We are raising children. We've gone in on a mortgage. I feel like a mortgage is more official to uh, represent a marriage in today's culture than a marriage is because, and I would argue that the state's marriage isn't real because there's no fault divorce. And from my eyes, you're not allowed to divorce somebody unless it is for adultery. I think other pastors have said that there's like the rule of three. It's like violence, adultery, violence, or abandonment. Like those are the three things that you can be blessed in a divorce through, be granted actual divorce. Um, from I forgot what church, Marriage Today, Gateway Church, something like that. They talk about that, about being the three things that you can actually get a divorce for. But in today's state of the country, like the marriage is so far removed from what a marriage is. It's like not even a marriage. It's just kind of like something you just have fun doing. Like you just get married, you have your big wedding, puts you into debt more than your house is, and then when somebody gets upset, the no fault divorce kicks in, and then it just ruins the lives of the entire family. You ruin your kids' lives, or you make it very hard. God's glory, God's will be done in all. He will save those who call for Him, and he's always working in a miracle. in mysterious ways. He's always working. His glory will be done. You know what I'm saying? So like people, I'm not saying like it's an end all be all for people, children of divorce and stuff, but you do have a heavy hand in messing their lives up when you do get divorced, and not putting God first and not seeking the family first. And like I'm not saying like all marriages are easy. My relationship hasn't been easy. I've been with my girl for like 7, 8 years now. I don't remember, but we've had our ups and downs. But and I'm not trying to like disparage our relationship, but the only time that it's actually gotten worse as the head of household, as the man, is when I stop following God and I start becoming selfish and I start letting petty things get to me. I'm unable to have the fruits of the Spirit, to have long suffering, patience, and kindness and stuff like that. And as a leader, as a household, I need to be setting the example. So it's on me. I don't care what she does. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't have to even follow God for me to follow God. If it's 1% my fault, it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's an interaction, and I think people in relationships, they get too high and mighty on the, oh, it was only 49% my fault, so it's more your fault, so therefore you should take all the blame. So like when they go to these relationship counselors and stuff like that, and I'm just ranting now because I'm just letting it all flow out. I'm just pulling it from my head and I'm just spitting it out. But they go to these marriage counselors and stuff, and then they cry and complain, and when the whatever, whoever validates who, if you're paying your therapist because you're the wife, then the therapist is, I feel, more biased to give you an opinion that favors you, and then the other way around. If the man goes to a therapist, that therapist, I feel, is more likely to favor them because they're paying them and they're not paying the other party. It's like a conflict of interest with lawyers and shit. Like, I don't know. Like, so much is wrong with marriage, and like the state sponsored marriage is what I want to say here. And that's why I kind of struggle with like even getting married, because I would love to get married and have a wedding and all those other things, but I don't personally want, and maybe this is just one big coat, I don't want to have the state involved. The state, because they don't respect marriages. So I don't want you having any say in my marriage because you don't respect it as much as I respect it. Um, but and then also to my original statement, like, I do honestly believe that we were married if you do the things that make you married, because of the murder argument, the stealing argument. Like, the state doesn't make the marriage real or not real. It's like the actions that precede a marriage make it real or not real. You know what I mean? Like, so that's all, I guess. I think that's a good place to stop. Or maybe one more thing. Um, Maybe I should get married, have a ceremony or something like that. Maybe that would be a way to do it for God or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I pray to God and say, hey man, I'm not in your will, frig me up, dog. Beat me up or whatever. And yeah, I've been wrestling with it because, I just want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. But yeah, it's a tough situation for me to wrestle with, because on one hand, there's all these things, and on the other hand, there's all these other things, and there's a big argument to be made. And like, I don't know. I think the murder argument makes a lot of sense. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys later, and God bless you all, and hopefully the country takes marriage more seriously for everyone's sake. So peace out.